Hey friends, today I have a partner and that is Ann, and you can see Aaron in the back and you might hear Effie chuckle every once in a while. It is a pleasure to see you guys today, and today we're going to be working on Chapter 7, which is percents. So Chapter 7 is percents, but 7-2 fractions and decimals. So we don't have any vocabulary, and we're going to go back to something totally basic that you guys totally remember from like way before. And I would like you to stop making faces. So at this point, what we're looking at is we're going to write each percent as a decimal. And I hope you guys remember, since percents are 16 is out of 100, when I write it as a fraction, it's 16 out of 100, right? But when I divide by 100, you remember you just move the decimal place back 2 spaces. Do you remember that? I hope you do. So when I change this 16% to a decimal, I start off with my 16 and I go back 1, 2, and there I go. So there's the decimal version of a percentage. I hope you guys understand that I'm going to do the same thing over here. Is it necessary to do this? Not at all. All you have to do is take your 9 and move the decimal place back 1, 2. And since we moved it back twice and there wasn't a space there, we had to put a placeholder there, which was the 0. All right? I think that's pretty straightforward. Let's look at example 2. In example 2, we're going to deal with percents that are less than 1 or greater than 100. Write each percent as a decimal. So here, I've got this percentage. It looks a little strange, right? Because it is a decimal already. And you're like, I'm going to write it as a decimal, but it's already a decimal, and I feel really awkward, whatever. You're going to do exactly the same thing, friends. It's 0.7 out of 100. And so we're going to divide by 100, which means move the decimal place twice to the left. All right, so I start off with my decimal here, and I go 1, 2. Sorry about that little mark there. And so my answer is 0.007, or 7 thousandths. What about 537? 537 out of 100 is still going to give me, divide by moving the decimal place over 2 spaces to the left. I get 5.37. Any questions? Any questions, student?
No.
Okay,
no.
She's fine. She's like, this is perfect. Okay, so we're going to keep it moving. And, okay, this is creepy. Okay, we're best friends.
I'm in here.
Okay.
I'm a star.
Shut it down, kid. Shut it down, kid. Okay, the next one. Aaron, you keep making like, what do they call it? Photobombing? I'm done. All right, so write each decimal as a percent. I hope that this is really straightforward. So if we were changing, when we went from percent to decimal, we moved it 2 spaces to the left. When we go from decimal to percent, we're going to move it 2 spaces to the right. And this is where the right and left thing makes no sense. You know what I mean? Okay. All right, good people. Oh, sorry about the stray mark. And so if I write this as a percent, boom, boom, this is going to be 20%. Notice I move the decimal place 2 spaces to the right. Again, 2 spaces to the right. 1, 2. This is 384%. 2 spaces to the right. 1, 2. This is 0.5% or 0.5%. Any questions, people? Okay, let me do this. Any questions, student?
No.
Creepy. Okay. Okay. You know, that's scary as well. All right.
What, and looking at your face the whole time isn't?
Well, I don't look at my face. I actually do the...
But we have to look at your face every day.
Do you see how rude children can be? I tell you, disrespect right up in my face.
R-S-V-C-T.
And we're done. So what we're going to do is take this fraction and we're going to turn it into a percent. But the best way to do that is to first turn it into a decimal. Don't you guys remember chapter 3? I told you it would come to haunt you. You need to know how to take a fraction, turn it into a decimal. Then from there, we can turn it into a percent. So you know that I'm going to divide 5 by 8 because that's what a fraction is, really a division problem. So I have 8 divided into 5. Sorry for the awkward slant. And I'm going to put some zeros there and see what I can do. I know that 8 goes into 50 6 times. 6 times 8 is 48. When I subtract, I get 2, and I'm going to bring down a 0. 8 goes into 20 2 times. That's me waiting for you to, no, not at all. And then I'm going to subtract 4 and bring it down. And as Ann said, it goes in 5 times. The problem here is I didn't put the decimal, but the decimal's right there. And so this is equal to 0.625. But no one asked me for the decimal. They asked me for the percent. So how do I change a decimal to percent? Easy. 2 spaces to the right. Though I think it looks right if I do it that way. I got to do it that way. Whatever. I don't know how this video is going to turn out. It's probably the worst video ever. 62,
but it has me in
This
it.
is true. Now. So then we have 62.5%. We have a couple ways of handling this guy over here. If you notice it's already an improper fraction, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to divide 13 into 27, and it goes in there how many times?
2.
2 times. So I end up with 2 wholes and 1 13. So what I know is that I already have 2. I just need to figure out what this fractional part is. So I'm going to divide 13 into 1 to figure out what the decimal is, and then I'll move the decimal over 2 spaces, and I'll have the percent. So you see this is a big percent. It's going to be over 100. So 13 goes into 10. It really doesn't, but does 13 go into 100 or 1,000? So we're going to do what we can. And it also says round to the nearest 10th, so we don't have to go that far out. We have to go to the hundredths to round to the nearest 10th. Yeah? Yeah. She's nodding. Okay, the little eyes. Okay, so 13 goes into 10, can't do. 13 goes into 100. What's that, like 6, 7 times? I really don't know. I'm gonna do I. All right, let's try 7. If it doesn't work, you guys will just laugh at me. So
that's
7,
too many, I think.
You think it is 7 times 1?
No,
I'm right.
No,
you're
right.
Awesome? Everything
right.
is awesome. All right, so 100.
You can't sing either.
Everything is cool when you're part of a team. 100 subtracting 91 is going to give me 9. Drop the 0. I know that 13 went into 191 times, so 13 has to go into this 6 times, right? And my decimal, I'm really doing bad because these children are distracting me. Let me go back. 13 can't go into 10, so I have to put a 0 up here. But 13 can go into 100. So now I'm over this 0 here. So that 7 goes there. And this is the worst video ever. 7 times 13 gave us the 91. Now I've got 96 times 13 is going to give me 8 down there. Carry my 1. 6 times 1 is 6, 7, 78. And I can continue this on probably for a long time. That will probably stop or repeat. But what I'm looking at is I'm very happy that I'm at the 100th place because I'm rounding to the nearest 10th. So what I have here is I'm going to round to the nearest 10th, which is here. Actually, I went too far, didn't I? I could have just done 0.1. Anyway, so since this is the 10th place, the children got me off my game. This is really 2.1. This is approximately 2.1. As a decimal, I need to change it to a percent. How do I change it to a percent?
Put the 1 over there. You put the
I moved the decimal place 2 spaces to the
right.
Yeah. See?
I know this.
She knows what she's doing. All right. So we have to the right.
The right.
All right. So I'm going to put the answer down here. All right. I'm just off my game, people. Off my game, these strange children. 210% is our answer. Let me circle our answers here. We would do the same thing with 7 over 9. We're going to divide 9 into 7. And so basically that's divided 9 into 7D or 700. 9 goes into 7D. I'm going to put my decimal point here. I remembered. Goes in 7 times. 7 times that is 63. When I subtract, I get, what? 7, 0. 9 goes into that. Oh, 7. Oh, yeah. You know when there's a denominator of 9, you always get that repeating fraction, that repeating decimal. So I get 0.777 forever and ever and ever. And I move the decimal place over twice. Boom, boom. I get 77.7%. But the 7s go on, so I'm going to round up to 77.8%. Is that all right?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for that. And so the final thing, I'm going to divide 400, really? 400? Into 3. And clearly it won't go into 3. Clearly it won't go into 30. Clearly it won't go into 300, but maybe it'll go into 3,000, right? So if I divide 400 into 3,000, what do I get? Oh, no, child.
Huh?
400 into 3,000. How many times do you think it'll go?
Whoa.
Like a lot. 4. It's going to be kind of like 4 goes into 30. Like
so
4 goes into 300.
3,
What do you think?
5.
5. I think more than 5. Like 4
6.
goes into 30. How many times does 4 go into 30?
7.
7. I'm going to go with 7. I like it. So 4 goes into 37. So I'm thinking 400 goes into that. Right? So I get 2800. Our instincts were correct. Thank you. I have 200 here. And I'm going to drop a 0 like it's hot. There we go. 400 goes into 2,000. I think this is going to go better. This is where our 5 comes from. And I'm done. Stick a fork in me. Please don't. I'm just kidding. And then
How about a pencil?
No, no, thank you. Evil children. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Don't teach people. 0.0075. And I'm going to move the decimal place over 2 spaces. Boom, boom. And my percentage is 0.75%. And we expected it to be a tiny percentage because look at how small this fraction is. So let me do some helpful red circles to point to our answer. And
Red circles.
Red circles.
I don't
That's
have
how
a
I
red
roll.
circle.
I'm sorry, sweetheart. I really do apologize. And so, and really that's it. So this video should have been really short, but you know how it is when kids get involved. But it's a pleasure as always. Looking forward to see you guys in class. Hoping everything's okay. Go ahead. Do you want to photo? Yes, thank you. Do you want to come and say hi?
She's
We got
eating.
one more person.
Hi.
All right. All right, 7th grade. Have a great
Bye.
day. I'm going to have to remake this video.
Yeah.